Hello everybody, and welcome back to the new VR news for January 13th, 2020. As always, I am Mateo311, and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we have some amazing stories, including a ton of new VR hardware showcased at CES 2020, some VR games that came out of nowhere, including some Battle Royale action, and as always, the mainstream media is telling us that VR is dead. All relevant links will be in the description, and if you end up enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Okay guys, let's get into this. First up, in the game news, we got a trailer for Free Company VR. This is a virtual reality action RPG game where you build, manage, and lead your army of mercenaries into battle and on ruthless quests. The game looks like a combination of Mordhau meets an RTS title, and that actually sounds like a really exciting change of pace for VR. Next up, just this past Saturday, I had my first VR gaming event, and that was alpha testing for the upcoming VR title, Virtual Battlegrounds. Now this is basically PUBG in VR, and it looks like we're finally going to have a proper Battle Royale title. It's currently in an alpha state, but it's already showing a lot of promise, and I had a blast playing this with some new friends. The event was set up by the Steam group Join Us in VR, and I plan to be playing and hanging out with these guys a lot more in the future for special events like this. If you're interested in joining an event, or just finding some cool people to game with, go ahead and join the group, and we actually have some keys left for Virtual Battlegrounds. Keys are going to be given away on both my Discord and in the Steam group. Last up in the game news, one of my favorite VR hidden gems has just made its way to Steam. Now the game has been available exclusively on Viveport for about the last 8 months, but that was only a demo version, and this game is Silicon Rising. Now if what you see in the background interests you, you can go ahead and follow my link because I just recently covered the early access release of this game. It's a great looking and extremely fun arcade shooter with a nice amount of variety. I also happen to be giving away a key for this game too on my Discord. Moving into software updates, Nvidia has added variable rate super sampling to their latest driver. What this does is allow games to have targeted super sampling, which is dynamically applied, allowing for increased visual clarity and an overall performance increase compared to traditional super sampling. Unfortunately, you're going to need an RTX card to take advantage of this, and there's only currently 20 titles with support, but if you do have the proper hardware and one of the games listed on the screen, you just need to go into the Nvidia control panel, manage 3D settings, select the game you would like to adjust, and on virtual reality VRSS, just set it to adaptive. Super sampling will now engage in the center of the screen when the GPU has enough headroom, and Nvidia is claiming a significant performance increase when using this in Boneworks. Next up, we need to address how the mainstream media continually fails when it comes to virtual reality. The BBC recently put out an article, What Went Wrong with Virtual Reality, which continues to harp on legacy issues such as the hardware required to run VR. The article completely neglects the Oculus Quest, recent sales figures for games like Boneworks, Superhot, and Beat Saber. They claim that VR had no presence at CES, and they seem to think because Google halted sales on Daydream and the BBC is ending funding for their VR hub, that apparently VR is dead and is really only useful in things like the medical industry. Listen, I've been around long enough and I heard years of PC gaming is dead, or also this is the last generation of console, there'll never be another console after, you name it, the PlayStation, the Xbox. These stories and the BBC article are nothing more than clickbait trash and are really barely worth the time I just spent on them. Speaking of VR hardware that wasn't present at CES, well, we just got a slew of new headsets from Pimax. Panasonic is showing us the possible future of VR headsets, and we saw multiple other enterprise level products. So Pimax was showcasing the Artisan, the 5K Super, and the 8KX. Now say what you want about Pimax as a company, but it's clear they are pushing boundaries with consumer headsets. The Artisan is their entry-level option and mainly a Rift-esque competitor. At $449 for the headset alone and $579 for a Nolo tracked controller bundle, it's still a bit of a hard sell. While it does have better specs than the Rift S, it's still in an odd position. When upgrading to the top of the line controllers and tracking, you've now reached the price point of the Valve Index, which is just a better option. The one major advantage it does have over the Rift S is an upgrade path. The ability to over time change your controllers, your tracking method, and even add eye tracking. Now, Pimax's two other high-end headsets, the 5K and the 8KX, have some truly impressive specs, and it looks like the company is finally putting some emphasis on comfort. The 5K Super has a 2560 by 1440 resolution with a 200-degree field of view, and it runs up to 180 Hz. Now, the 8KX is 4K per eye, a 200-degree field of view, and up to 120 Hz. There is also an add-on for eye tracking, which works seamlessly with NVIDIA's variable rate supersampling technology, allowing the application to only increase fidelity exactly where the user is looking, creating a significant performance boost. So my bank account is starting to get scared because I think I need a Pimax. Panasonic was displaying some VR glasses with high-resolution HDR displays. They're leveraging their years of TV development into some truly impressive VR tech. Now, while the products are not quite ready for consumers, it's a nice glimpse into the future of VR. And last up, we saw some cool new enterprise level tech, which included a VR cabinet by the name of VR Leo. Now, VR arcades always interest me, but not the thought of sharing a headset with a stranger. And speaking of enterprise level headsets, the Xtal and Pico Neo 2 continue to impress, but they're really outside the realm of this channel. So yeah, that was just some of the hardware that BBC thinks wasn't shown at CES. Okay guys, that was the news, and I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave some comments, give it a thumbs up, and maybe consider subscribing and dinging that bell. Okay guys, I will see you on next time.